Hi, this is the second part in the video series of MOSFET, and in this part we'll discuss the physical structure of MOSFET. We'll discuss structure of both depletion and enhancement type MOSFET. We will discuss the basic operation of the MOSFETs of both types. Although detailed operation with characteristic curves will be discussed in the next part. We are moving step by step towards analog and digital circuits using MOS and VLSI design. We are going to cover the structure of both the types of MOSFET. So we'll start with the types of MOSFET. We have depletion mode MOSFET and enhancement mode MOSFET. In both the types we have N channel and P channel MOSFETs. Basic structure in all the types of MOSFET is same. In basic structure we have a substrate, which is a single crystal silicon wafer, which basically provides the physical support to the device. If we have N channel MOSFET, then substrate will be of P type, and if we are going to use P channel MOSFET, then the substrate is of N type. Substrate is also called the body. It actually forms the fourth terminal of the MOSFET, but normally it is tied to source, which is grounded, and thus MOSFET becomes a three-terminal device. Source and drain regions are heavily doped regions which are created in the substrate. Obviously, they have opposite polarity to that of the substrate. Then we have an insulating layer, which is a layer of silicon dioxide which is on the substrate. It basically insulates the gate terminal. Gate terminal is made up of metal. Then we need to have a channel for transport of charge from source to drain. But the channel is available only in the depletion type MOSFET. Enhancement type of MOSFET, we need to create the channel. There is no channel present. It is created by properly biasing the gate terminal, and we'll discuss this in the coming slides. Now we'll discuss the enhancement mode MOSFET first. Here it shows the physical structure of N channel enhancement type MOSFET. The transistor is fabricated on P type substrate, as you can see. As discussed earlier, it is a single crystal silicon wafer which provides support to the device. We have two heavily doped N regions indicated in the figure as N plus source and N plus drain regions. They are created in the substrate. Then we have a thin layer of silicon dioxide whose thickness is in the range of nanometers. It's an excellent electrical insulator and is grown on the surface of the substrate. It covers the area between source and drain region. The metal is deposited on the top of the oxide layer, which forms the gate electrode. The metal contacts are also made to the source region and the drain region plus the substrate, that is the body. So four terminals are brought out: the gate terminal, the source terminal, the drain terminal, and the body terminal or substrate terminal. We call it B. So we have S, G, D and B terminal. At this point it is clear how this device gets this name, metal oxide semiconductor FET. But this name has become a general one. Like, even if we do not use metal for gate electrode, even if we are not using SiO2 or silicon dioxide as the insulation layer, even then we call it MOSFET. So it's a general term which is used for the MOSFETs. The current flows in the longitudinal direction from drain to source. Here, because it's an N channel MOSFET, the direction of electron flow is from source to drain. So the conventional current will flow from drain to source in the region labeled as channel region. Now the channel region, as such we do not have channel. Here it will be enhanced. It will be generated, but the channel region has a length of L and the width of W, as you can see from the figure, and these are very two important parameters of MOSFET. MOSFET is a symmetrical device, that is, source and drain can be interchanged with no change in the device characteristic. Coming again to the dimensions, this W by L width by the length ratio is called aspect ratio. It's termed as aspect ratio. It's a dimensionless quantity. The device characteristics depend on these dimensions W and L. Coming to P channel MOSFET, structure will exactly be same as N channel MOSFET, except here we have the substrate which is of N type and source and drain are the heavily doped P regions. So all the polarities will be reversed as it is the counterpart of the NMOS. They are called complementary device, NMOS and PMOS. The second figure here shows the creation of channel as we apply positive gate voltage here. We'll discuss it in the coming slides. Coming to the depletion type of MOSFET, as we have discussed earlier, structure wise they are same as enhancement type, only the difference is in the channel structure. In depletion type, the source and drain terminals are linked by N or P channel depending on the type of MOSFET as shown in the figure. So the difference between the two is clear, between enhancement and depletion type is crystal clear now. Depletion type has channels which connect source and drain, and this channel is missing in the enhancement type of MOSFET. We'll just touch upon the CMOS structure, complementary MOS technology. It employs both transistors, that is, we have NMOS as well as PMOS here. And we are covering it here because it is the most widely used IC technology. And in the coming parts, when we'll discuss the digital circuit applications, we'll discuss the CMOS technology. And so we are covering here the structure part of CMOS. The CMOS is used in both analog and digital circuit, and it has virtually replaced all the designs based on NMOS transistors. It has even taken over many applications which were earlier using the BJT. The figure gives here the cross section of CMOS. Here we can see how PMOS and NMOS transistors are fabricated. Here NMOS is implemented directly in the P-type substrate, but for PMOS transistor, N well is created and then the PMOS is fabricated. And these devices are isolated from each other by a thick region of oxide which functions as an insulator. Now we'll just discuss the basic operation of MOSFET, the depletion type first. Now when gate to source voltage is 0 in depletion type MOSFET and VDD is applied across the drain to source terminal, and this will result in attraction of free electrons of the N channel for the positive gate voltage which is applied at the drain terminal and which results in the current flow in the channel, right? Now if we set VGS at some negative voltage, say -1 volts, this negative potential at the gate, it will tend to pressure electrons towards the P-type substrate, like charge are repelling, right? And it will attract holes from the P substrate. You can see it in the figure. Now depending on the magnitude of the negative voltage applied to the gate terminal with respect to source, a level of recombination between electrons and holes will occur, and that will reduce the number of free electrons in the N channel which are available for conduction. So you go on increasing the negative bias, the higher will be the rate of the recombination and the resulting drain current will reduce. So we go on increasing the VGS, drain current will reduce. And if we apply positive gate voltage, then positive gate voltage will attract electrons from the substrate due to the reverse leakage current. It will establish new carriers through the collision resulting between accelerating particle. And as we go on increasing VGS in the positive direction, the drain current also will increase at a rapid rate. The vertical spacing between VGS 0 volts and VGS plus 1 volts curves in the figure gives a clear indication of how much the current has increased for 1 volt change in the VGS. As shown in the figure, the variation of drain current with VGS and variation of drain current with VDS for fixed values of VGS is displayed in the curves. As VGS becomes positive, we call that MOSFET is working in enhancement mode. When VGS is negative, it works in the depletion mode. Why? Because when VGS becomes positive, additional electrons are there in the channel. So it is very similar to enhancement type of MOSFET where positive gate voltage creates the channel. Coming to enhancement type, we know that there is no direct connection between source and drain for the current to flow. So we need to create a channel by connecting proper polarity voltage to the gate terminal. As we apply gate voltage, the current starts flowing from channel region. If it is N channel, it will flow from drain to source. But we need to bias the drain terminal also with respect to source terminal. Thus, the amount of current flowing through the channel is controlled by the gate voltage and the drain voltage. With no gate voltage applied, we have two back-to-back diodes in series between drain and source. One diode is formed by PN junction between drain region and the substrate, and second diode is formed by the PN junction between substrate and the source region. So we basically have two diodes in series between drain and source as there is no channel. And these back-to-back diodes basically they prevent current conduction from drain to source even when we apply VDS. So with no gate voltage applied, the current flowing through the MOSFET is 0 in case of enhancement type MOSFET, and thus it offers very high resistance. It is in the range of 10 to the power 12 ohms. Now we'll discuss how MOSFET works when we apply gate and drain voltages with respect to source voltage. Now you can see the figure here. Positive potential is applied to the gate and drain terminal with respect to source terminal. The positive voltage at the gate terminal basically repels the holes of the P substrate at the edge of the silicon dioxide layer, and these holes leave this area and they enter deeper into the substrate, and this results in a depletion region near the SiO2 layers, which is void of holes. Plus the electrons in the P substrate, which are the minority carriers, they are attracted towards the positive gate voltage and they accumulate in the region near the surface of SiO2. This SiO2 layer and its insulating qualities prevent the negative carriers from being absorbed at the gate terminals. As VGS increases in the magnitude, the concentration of electrons near the SiO2 surface increases, and eventually this induces an N-type region or channel which supports measurable flow of charge carriers between drain and source terminal. Now the level of VGS which results in the significant increase in the drain current is called the threshold voltage. Since the channel is non-existent with VGS 0 volts and it is induced or enhanced by the application of a positive gate to source voltage, this MOSFET is called enhancement type MOSFET. And both depletion and enhancement type MOSFET have enhancement type region, as we discussed in the last slide also. Now, when you increase VGS beyond the threshold level, the density of free carriers in the channel increases and thus drain current increases. But if we hold VGS constant and of course above the threshold voltage and we go on increasing the VDS, the drain current eventually reaches a saturation level, and it is because of the tapering of the channel region, as you can see in the figure. The detailed working and why and how this happens, that we'll discuss in the next part of the video. I hope that the concepts related to physical structure and the basic operation of MOSFET is clear now. In the next section, we'll discuss the characteristic curves in detail. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, share and subscribe my channel Concept Tech 2018 for more such videos, and keep watching this series to get in-depth knowledge of MOS transistor. Thank you.